I'm not sure if my computer's having issues or if the stream's having some issues.
I'm seeing some stream lag.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll just have to deal with it. Let's just get
Yeah.
into casting.
Yeah, I think it's good enough. So it's Jugo Landius they're up against, facing off against each other. Feels a lot like season 4 again. No Hildas to be seen.
Yeah, Zarita's second pick really does feel very reminiscent of season 3, season 4 stuff.
Yeah.
With dog first like that.
Yep, always a classic.
I think is looking at Dango's box versus Skellow's box. Skellow's taking a much more stallier strategy,
Hmm.
and Dango's box is very aggressive. Even as Werner, you don't see him too much.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a lot more aggressive. Skello's already lost most of his aggressive options. All the easy ways to kill dog, Elwyn, Sigma, Listel, already gone. So it's definitely going to be a lot more waiting around for Skello to try and get a good opportunity.
Yeah, with stuff like Lamford, he's pretty much all in on just tanking whatever.
Right.
He even has an Elucia.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see that get picked. Probably not, since he already has the Landius.
Yeah, if with Elucia in your box like that, you're pretty much only ever gonna pick her fourth or fifth.
Actually, he does have Jugler and Elucia both in his box, so it might get forced to second tank at the end. But
Yeah,
honestly, he might not mind that with the rest of his defensive options. Yeah, old Landius just for extra defense. I think he won't mind if he gets a second tank here.
yeah, I definitely think Dango wants. Yeah, I was gonna say Dango wants to ban Dog because he doesn't want Dog to lock down any of his follow-ups. So
Hmm.
Iris, so pretty much just gonna teleport Zarita in.
Very likely. I will say, from experience, Dango's box is not going to get through this Landius easily. It is going to be rough. If he loses Mariel, if he loses Hiei, Zerida's basically all he has to kill anything that Skello has.
I mean, what about Rosin ban? Maybe it's not. Well, it's probably a Blood Pack Landius. Let's be real.
Probably.
Most people aren't running OLB, although it's pretty good against Himiko. It's also good for just doing damage.
Right.
But I'm surprised that he didn't ban Rosin after picking Yusuke.
Yeah, if he. Well, if it's a Blood Pact Landius, then Skello doesn't need to pick Rosen.
Yeah,
Because
and the other thing is,
the Yusuke will already bounce off.
yeah, and there's also an Elucia up, and she's pretty much always Blood Packed.
Right. There goes the Hiei. So it's gonna be Zerida does it all. Fortunately, Zerida looks like she might only need to kill the Ares. See if Illustrial gets picked. Nope, it's gonna be Alucia. Yeah, Illustrial not great on this map, but just restricting your opponent to only one DPS. You have a Zerida, you have a Werner, you have Iris TP.
Yeah, you're pretty much just
Kill the
banning her.
Ares, then you just kind of win by stalling out.
You're pretty much just banning her because she does damage.
Right. So yeah, there's gonna be Zerida's gonna go in at some point, pick up a kill, maybe escape with her life. If she does, then Dango probably wins off that. If she doesn't, then there's going to be a lot of staring at each other in the fog.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Werner is gonna do. This also doesn't feel like a great map for him because he doesn't get mechanical knights for any terrain.
I think Werner's just here to get Zerida in.
Yeah, maybe hoping that it's a blue Landius. I wouldn't be surprised if Dango did that research.
Yeah.
That Yusuke looked like Racer? Oh, screw me. We're not
Yeah,
supposed
that's
to.
a lot of defense.
We're not supposed to look at this.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm sorry. It's just been a while since I've casted. It's a good thing that I just pinged everybody, so hopefully nobody saw it. But yeah, we don't look at the skills beforehand because it's just to shut down anybody saying people are stream cheating or whatever.
Right, right. Yeah, no, I forgot. I forgot as well.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm the one that's the caster here. I'm the one that's supposed to remember that. Ugh. But yeah, I was surprised to see Skellow go such a defensive box, but Dango is he does play debuff a lot. It's what he plays, it's what he has played in a lot of TDSL seasons. So I can understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense if you expect debuffs. But Dango has completely changed from that, and that's going to cause some issues, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see Skellow switch up on boxes, and anyway, the game's starting, so now we can actually look and talk. So, Shadow Raid Zarita is what we see immediately. I really like that.
Yeah, I guess... Yeah, because he wants to faction buff the Jugler, obviously, and he can't bring 3C if he's doing... He can't bring 3C and an attack skill if he's doing that, so that does make sense. Going for Ares, Shadow Raid should still be plenty of damage.
Yeah. Especially if it's Twilight Star, or probably honestly even if it is... Well, it's backstab. Never mind. It pretty much looks like Skellow is just going to sit here, and Dango is going to try to open him up. But it's going to be hard with 2 tanks and Oldius.
Right. Again, I think it's going to be Zerida goes in, picks off the Ares, and then everyone just kind of stands there and looks at each other for a bit.
Yeah, and Oldius is good on this map, but it's more for limiting people. Once everybody's in the center of the map, it's not exactly easy to win off pushing anything, right?
Right, you're not going to really push them out of the center tiles in the map very frequently to try and like push them in the fog and trap them there at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you can just line up like right in the center and there's just no way to push, and that's 2 center tiles out of 4 occupied for any flying unit, or other than flying units.
Looks like the Alusha is actually Bracer over Blood Pact here.
Yeah,
So-
that's probably right, spilt to tank T-Jess.
Yeah. I would say it opens her up to Yusuke, but there's a whole Rosen available, so nope.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking about that Rosen ban.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen the Landia, so we don't know exactly if he's Blood Pact or not. I wonder what Dango is counting there. Oh, he's counting Zarita wrapping around?
I think it might have been Zerida, might have been Werner. Looked like a lot of tiles, so I'd suspect Werner over Zerida.
Yeah. Oldius bringing Trents is really good because Werner is the kind of unit that just gets totally shut down by anybody running green troops.
Yep. Yep.
You just
Not
can't...
that you can even kill the Tree Sage anyways, because he's just going to revive.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be a great trade.
Yeah, it's not even worth it to give up your Werner for a single Tree Sage life.
I mean, it could be, but probably not in this situation. The other thing that I really liked about Shadow Raid's area is you have to buff, because you need, as you said, Dog needs that buff, and that means she's active right now, so normally Ares would be able to push up and be more aggressive, but because Shadow Raid is here, he can't.
Right, it's definitely a lot more spooky right out the gate.
You would have to 3C immediately if you wanted that, and then that locks you into not being able to F faction buff till turn 3.
And there's the teleport. Maybe, actually it looks like he's looking at Rosen here. That's not bad, honestly.
Yeah.
You do have to deal with the Ares damage, but you still have a Jugler. Angels means it's almost certainly AoE Ares, so he's not going to do anything to you. Kill the Rosen and then just try and grind down over time.
The problem with that is Alucia has her self-heal, and then there's still Oldius around. But, well, we'll see.
Yep, here he goes. See you later, Rosen. Yeah, Alucia has the self-heal, but it's only 20%, and she can't do anything aggressive when she's doing it.
Yeah.
Zerud is absolutely dead here, though. That's a one-for-one trade.
So then we're looking at Werner, Yusuke, Dog trying to get through these two tanks. I feel like the only way this works is if you try to keep them out of mid, but then there's Ares there, right?
Right. I think Werner's going to try and look for Ares, but I don't think he's going to find him on this map.
Yeah.
If Ares just moves up one more tile, then Werner can't reach him ever.
Yeah. And he could just be as patient as he wants to after Dango takes the center. He can even wait for water to run out.
Right.
So I like Skellow's position here.
I think I still like Dango more just because I don't think Skellow has any way to kill the Jugler or to kill through the Jugler because it's AoE Ares. He's gonna get completely denied by that Jugler existing. So unless there's some mispositioning that lets him get some AoEs without catching Jugler in them. Oh wait, it's single target Ares. He just has angels.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, that changes a lot. Does Angel's Ares kill Jugler? I'm not sure about that.
I don't think it will, but it could after healing runs out, you know? Alucia, depending, I don't know what she brought, but Surf's Up can actually do some okay damage. I would say even more so if Alucia brought Tidal Elves.
Yeah. And I don't think you're going to get a lot of damage to stick to the Jugler, though, just because Iris is here.
That brief look looked like a chain hook. Which is kind of meh on this map.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of distance to hook. Ooh,
and there's those pillars. But yeah.
Where are we going? I wonder if he's going to just try and keep Skellow trapped in this little corner. Yeah, because nothing kills this dog. If he can get a unit below his Jugler, which Werner can reach, then there's a good chance that Skellow just gets locked in the corner, never makes it out, and then all his units die to fog.
Yeah, but what about Ares full? Although that's why I was
Ares
thinking.
Is on cooldown.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Ares is on cooldown, and there's no healing to get him back up full moon. So he's not killing this dog. Tree Sage isn't killing him without ranged troops.
I liked Landius punching Zerda more, but I don't remember the exact turn situation there. Wasn't it at the beginning of the turn that?
Yeah, Landius could have hit.
I guess if he misses that kill, and then he wasn't confident. But if Landius has Rag, even if it's Blood Pact, then the Rights gets broken, and Zerda didn't have High Seek at that point, so it's not that hard to kill.
The Zerda had already acted, so even if he had missed the kill, he could just take another unit and hit her again.
He could just chain hook her, yeah, even.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought Ares shouldn't have used his skill there.
Yeah, because now there's really nothing that kills this Jugler. You do have like, what, 6, 7 turns to hit him before Fog kills all of your units?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no revive on that Landius. It's counterattack instead of revive.
That's pretty interesting. I can see why, though. It's not like that Landius is ever going to die.
Yeah.
Although, in that case, why not Sunslash or Route?
Yeah, I would have liked Route. I would have liked Route a lot. Route would also be able to get him out of this scenario by just pushing the Jugler away.
Yeah, as it stands, he can't, like, he can, put a Lucia underneath a pillar, but then Iris can just hop in and teleport and lock you in already. She doesn't even have to this turn because Dango still has turn prio, I think. Does he?
Well, if Dango wants to trap, he does need to get below the pillar now. Because otherwise his units won't be in guard. But he is going to have that option. The Lucia can't move because she's stuck by Jugler. Jugler has her locked.
He didn't bring
There's no
Iris
jump
3C.
Yeah, there's no 3C on Iris. Interesting.
I mean, his units aren't guarded, but I don't think he can kill the Iris anyway, or the Warner.
If Ares and Tree Sage are able to start hitting on her, and whatever tank takes that tile, I think he can. Well, he loses guard actually to the mobility reduction here. Unless he put shield. I can't remember if shield blocks mobility down or not.
Mass resist does, yes.
Mass resist. Okay, so he doesn't lose guard, and now he's got him trapped.
Yep, and then Warner took defensive stance, so he's restoring, I think it was 20% HP every turn. Makes him
35.
Oh wow.
It's 35.
And every time he just gets more stats. So it's an interesting use of Werner we see here. He wasn't there to kill anything. He's just here to block.
Yep, he's just unit blocking. Yusuke is gonna hang out in the back and punch some things, but it honestly doesn't really matter. That's not his win condition right now.
Yeah, I feel like Yusuke was just brought for faction buff for Iris.
Eventually.
So this is gonna be a long and painful game.
Much more painful for Skellow.
That's what it looks like.
This is a rough way to go. A little bit of damage, a little bit of healing. Vidar's Rose. Maybe he can do something insane with Vidar's Rose eventually to get himself out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Beast Shock. I think this kills Lando.
Yeah, which it should. It'll pretty much always kill Landius.
No
It'll pretty much always kill Landius as long as you have Great Dragon Barrier.
Yep. And with no revive, that is now a 3v4. One tank down, the other tank locked. Yusuke's gonna go hit somebody hard.
No crit.
Even drop to that.
Yeah, that was just because Ares missed that crit there.
Yeah, Ares and missing crit. Name a more iconic duo.
And Beast Shock.
Down goes Ares.
So yeah, that was not slow and painful.
No, it really wasn't. Skellow lost his healer and then just didn't have anything else.
Again, we don't look at the backup box for the similar reasons.
Yep.
What about...
Oh, they just increased the size of backup box, just unrelated.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Now we're
It's
up to 9.
9 units now?
Yeah, 9.
That's nice.
I want to see Skellow definitely change his strat. I mean, at the same time, this is the part I'm worst at, for sure, because there's so much stuff you could do.
Right.
Like, you could pivot to debuff. Like, even though Dango saw that box, he could still pivot to debuff, because he could expect Skellow to pivot away from the debuff counter, right?
Right. There's some mind games that go on there when you have a lot of units available.
Yeah.
Like these players do.
Well, Skellow, I think, is a newer player, but I could be wrong on that. Well, what we can do is talk about the map. Oh, but we're already done.
Oh, there we go. And the entire box has changed for Dango. But Skellow did not change his, so he actually still has a relatively good counter box since Dango's gone to his AoE debuff.
Yeah. I like that. Sometimes you just gotta call it, right?
Yeah.
I can totally see how you would think the most likely action for Skellow to do is swap to something else. I guess those are the kind of thoughts you need to win in the backup box phase.
Yep. It's just Just gonna stick to his guns. Jugler first pick against a whole bunch of these AoE options, very good.
Yeah, and
There is an Illustrial on Dango's side. This is a pretty good Illustrial map.
there's no SP Elwyn either, so Dog is relatively uncontested.
Oh yeah, you're so safe. No SP Elwyn, there's no Listel to try and finger you or anything like that.
Yeah, you just like ban T-Jess here, something else. As for Dango, he's just going hard on just removing every single heal.
Yep. I expect Skellow's gonna pick the Sophia now. It's not the best for dealing with debuffs. Maybe there's a goddess tier on it to help a little bit.
I mean, I guess that's why he banned Reen and Kruger.
Right.
Although with this box, I think Kruger is really threatening when you have a lot of debuffs. And after you ban Reen, there actually isn't that many debuffs.
Yeah, there's no Bozel, there's no Licorice, none of the real big names for debuffing.
So Dango
Himiko shows up.
So
Himiko,
Dango,
not the best versus Jugler though.
the Moby down is annoying, but what I was gonna say is Dango didn't go all in on AoE debuff. He just brought in a couple things.
Right. Right. It's like 3 AoE debuffs and then some more supportive units.
I do agree. Sophia into Himiko and Dog, you could probably just get pushed out of this match. Literally.
Yeah. Yeah, quite literally. We'll see if Dango picks his dog. I imagine he'd pick Ares before that, though. Although, I don't know. Into a Jugler? Do you really want AoE Ares? Single target Ares is inconsistent at best. Skellow bringing SP Elwyn.
At this point,
Perfectly
there's
reasonable against AoE.
yeah. At this point, there's no more AoE from Dango. So, and I mean, unless you pick Ares, but Ares Himiko against Dog isn't gonna kill much. I agree.
Right.
Since he left SP Elwyn up this late, it could be two things. It could be that there's just not a lot of glory threat in Skellow's box, or it could be that it's Bloodpack Landius. It's probably more likely.
Probably blood packed. It's usually blood packed.
95% of the time. But these kind of tournaments are where you see lots of tech.
That is true. Now I wonder what Skellow's Jugler looks like, because if it is a blood packed Jugler, he could potentially just be dead to Sigma.
Yeah.
I've been doing that a lot in my games over the past couple days. It's just bonking dogs with Sigma. They never see it coming. So that could be threatening there. And once the Jugler's down, then the Himiko is obscenely obnoxious. Ares becomes a lot better as well.
I feel like for Sigma to super consistently kill top level dogs, you're gonna need damage increase. He does have King's Crown from Himiko, potentially.
He has King's Crown, he has faction buff, that should be all you need.
Well, a lot of Himikos do run Bonnet.
That is true. Without King's Crown, it would be a little bit... It would be inconsistent. You'd need crit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I can see how to kill otherwise.
And it has to be the right Sigma build, obviously.
Yeah, Twilight Star. And
Twilight Star, Stinger, Rough Sea is usually the set.
And you also have to have a really good Sigma. Giz, he's really strong in endgame. He's also a buff for both Sophia and Dog.
Yep.
Like you
that's definitely important. Getting a buff on the dog does... If it is Sigma killing dog, buff makes that a lot harder.
Yeah.
Second tank, so who cares if the dog dies now?
Yeah.
Should I hide the screen?
Thank you. Well, we can definitely still talk about team comps. Team comp wise. Yeah, when you have two tanks, that pretty much gives Dog the freedom to roam and just jump into your face.
Right. The Ares is a good check for Elwyn. If Elwyn tries to run around, a single target Ares can bring him down if you want to bring that. Not everyone wants to bring single target Ares, though.
I mean,
It depends on how consistently you think you can kill this dog.
Yeah, I mean, even then, there's still the spells. Those can still be really good, and just AoE is not going to do too much here, I think.
Yeah, even once the dog goes down, what are you killing with the AoE? Sophia's going to be Shrine Maiden, so you're not killing that. Elwyn's going to be Elwyn. If he's even there, he's going to be too durable for you to kill.
The other thing is...
Azeroth you never want to kill.
Well, you can steal turn prio if he's 1p.
I guess.
The other thing is he has Sigma as a strong single target, and he could potentially have Ares as a strong single target, and Sophia's weaker on the healing end, so that just 1-2 combo is probably enough to just kill the dog.
Yeah, he could definitely just punch through dogs doing that. If he can't one-shot the dog, those two together should be able to finish it off.
You have Himiko to force the healer action too, kind of. There's dog, you know. Depends on if you can not hit dog, right? Which you can with her 2C.
Even if you do hit the dog, you can still get the mobility down.
Yeah.
Which would still force healer action.
Yeah, then Sigma has 6 range, which is pretty scary.
Alright, it is Bracer on the dog, but he does have Steel Mains, so if there's a Twilight Star, he's in danger.
We see single target Ares.
Yep.
Sigma's running Faceless for the crit, that's good, but that means no 6 range shenanigans.
I would be surprised to see Cyborgs against an enemy team that has tanks, though. Just because you're so infrequently going to do anything at 6 range.
At least to the tank. Yeah,
Right.
it's pretty much just hoping you're sniping something else. And against 2 tanks, that's pretty dubious.
Right. And you can already hit at 6 range with the assassin troops anyways. Cyborg's much more relevant when you're not bringing the 1-cost passive from SP Sigma.
Yeah, yeah. Which is really good against tankless.
Yep. It's going to be Mark on the Sophia, actually. So Dango, once again, looking to just pick off the healer right out the gate and then break open the rest of the team once it's gone.
Did you see whether or not that Landius was Bracer or Blood Pact?
I did not. Also, I don't know the skin for certain, but those are Templars?
Yes, those are Templars.
Okay.
I feel like if you leave Elwyn up that late, it's probably Blood Pact. It was
I'd
third.
be surprised if it's not.
I mean, I definitely leave him up that late with no Blood Pact, but I don't think you should.
If you leave him up that late, at the very least, you have some sort of answer planned for him.
Yeah. Basically, you're at that point you would be trying to kill them first.
Swordsmith Full Moon on the Elwyn, no surprise there. A lot of defense.
Yes. So what Skellow's big play here is he needs to lock down that Landius.
It is Blood Pack, by the way, 18.5k HP.
Okay. So Skellow will be looking to lock down Landius with his dog. Dango's counter answer to that, though, is Ares.
Yeah, it's going to be rough to actually keep the Landius locked in place.
Past that, we got Chain Hook to maybe snipe something, but you can't snipe the Himiko.
Sigma's really the only one that you can realistically get with chain hook, because Ares just flies away.
Yeah.
Sigma's really the only one who's got low enough mobility, but if you hook Sigma in, then he's just going to jump on your healer and kill her. So that's not great.
Yeah. That's a really strong Himiko. It's 1448 attack.
Wow, yeah. I imagine it's 6-star.
Yeah, probably. Man, I'm terrified of what kind of damage that can put out. Her talent is so stacked.
Oh, there's an act again. I was wondering what we were going to do with act again. Here it comes. He's just going to get mobility down on all these tanks.
You might as well. It's pretty free, and it's a bunch of debuffs, and Sophia just... she can't handle them that well. I hope she brought mass resist. Look at that damage.
Actually does like... what was that? 70% to the Elwyn before Jugler healing? A lot of damage to the Jugler as well. That's insane.
Yeah, that's what a 30% crit damage in your talent will do for you.
Yeah.
So those ninjutsu debuffs can't be purged. Sophia can purge the Moby downs now, but just you need mass resist.
Right, but now you can't afford to mass resist because someone's going to get picked by the Ares if you do that.
Himiko's...
or the Sigma.
Yeah, Himiko's so annoying like this because she just runs up and does her stuff for free every time.
Yep. The pain of playing single target versus Himiko.
Yeah.
Ooh. Extra debuffs as well on the Jugler. If it's not Goddess tier, you're not even guaranteed to get rid of the mobility down.
Yeah. I just don't feel like this healing output can keep up. And I'm not sure what the win... I don't think you get far enough in the game for the win condition to happen.
It's definitely looking rough for Skellow just right out the gate here. Because yeah, your win condition really is just Gizaroff value in the late game. Here comes the massed heal. Does get the mobility down.
But as soon as the dog moves, he has a chance of just getting another one.
That is true. The Sophia is vulnerable to a hit from Himiko here. Single target Himiko, not exactly known for its prowess though.
Clearly you just need to run Twilight Star, Himiko.
The only answer, Kappa.
Yes, the only one. Definitely not positioning. Dango's
Ares is coming in.
Yeah.
I think that Jugler's not at 100% health.
Yeah, that's what I'd guess. There's a pretty good chance of the dog
He's
dying.
hoping to dispel water and kill him. Does not get the water, not even close.
No crit either.
Yep.
Is that like...
Ares just doing Ares things.
I'm pretty sure that was dog... like that was a 3-4 or something? Because the only buff he has left is water, I think. Okay, no, never mind.
No, he didn't hit water, he didn't hit defense. Both the debuffs that he needed to strip stayed.
Yeah, I missed Sophia buffs. It's been a while since I've seen her.
Right.
I mean, still, now Dogs is dead to Sigma, right?
Maybe. He's not marked is the only thing that makes me concerned. But with no last rites, You're attacking with soldiers, you're using 3C. It should be dead. We're gonna jump.
Well,
Lock the Himiko in place. All right, Sigma's gonna try it.
yeah. I don't know. You're right. It looks rough. He has to crit.
Aren't active though.
Yeah.
No, not enough even with crit.
That was like the difference between the werewolf healing and not. So werewolves were pretty good there.
Those soldiers are insane. And once again, if any of the defensive buffs had been removed from this Jugor, that would have been a kill.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't meant to be. That is still a lot of damage on the Jugor.
And Sophia can't reach.
So Sophia can't reach next turn. But your Himiko is locked in place. You can push the Jugor back and then give him the healing next turn. I don't know if you really want to do that though.
Took some risk on that dog and it did not pay off.
I know that way too well. When I was using Ares as my Jugor counter, it's usually 50-50.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's usually 50-50 at best.
Unless you have like a Leon, a Melta box or something.
Right. Elwyn actually only moving 3 tiles to hit the Ares. Maybe there was some mobility down still hanging around on him though, so he couldn't get the full 4.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. The Himiko lock is just really interesting to me.
I mean, it stops her from moving around, hitting your entire rest of the team with those AoEs, because she does. This Himiko in particular does a lot of damage. So you don't want her hitting, you know, everything else you have while your dog is low on HP, so not healing a lot, or just hitting someone who's not the dog.
Yeah.
Ooh, actually Dango just calls it there though. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't going to kill the Jugor at that point. Sigma was offline. Himiko was useless at that point.
Yeah, it's a 4v5, no clocks on Himiko's skill, or on Himiko's 3C. I mean...
Hide screen.
Oh. Past that, it's just... Yeah, I don't even think Sigma kills the dog at that point because there's no mark, so he has just a basic attack.
Right. No mark, no skill, no way.
And the combo is just lost. It was probably like a 50... It was I think it was actually exactly a 50-50 of dispelling the water.
Right, Ares would have done a lot more damage if he had dispelled water. The Sophia defense buff was actually huge for Skellow there.
Yeah, he kept that too.
Extra 30% getting to hang on to that. Because if he didn't have that after the jump, then that Sigma absolutely would have killed.
Yeah.
Whereas at least he gets water back if that gets dispelled. But no, it just, RNG did not play out in Dango's favor. Nothing that needed to get removed got removed.
Alright, we're back. We see Skellow. The only thing he changed was he got rid of somebody for Liana.
There is a Bozel in now for Dango. I believe he had the Kruger last round. So yeah, Bozel comes in, Illustral comes out. Makes sense on this map. Illustral's not super mobile here.
Yeah.
She does have good control of the center. It's still not her best map though.
I feel like Dango saw that Skellow actually didn't have that many answers to debuff, and Skellow had a good read with bringing Liana after the puzzle swap.
Yeah, Leanna's very good. Close is here as well, very good, and they're both gone. Just kidding.
And yeah, now
And
you...
it's gonna be Deedlit as the answer for Skellow. Sophia went out last time to bring that laner in.
Ah, yeah.
Yep, Band of Healers pick Reen. Classic. Definitely a perfectly reasonable move.
Yeah, it's gotta be Deedlit here, right? I guess it doesn't have to be. You could go Sigma, but...
If it's not Deedlit, you're planning to kill everything before the debuffs matter, and I don't think Skellow has the box to do that, so yeah, it is going to be Deedlit. It's probably... Oh, it's going to be Tree Sage, actually. Okay. I guess that shuts the Deedlit off of the Unicorns. It shuts down a lot of what Skellow has in the back, right? Shuts down the Illustrial, shuts down the Ares. Shuts down Gizroth Construct as well, because those fly.
Listel
has
yeah.
troubles.
And it's FB.
Lanford traditionally has cavalry or cavalry troops.
Well, against Dog, you would run, you could run Heaven's Guard, but Barbarians are nicer. They have a lot more advantages.
I was thinking more Mech Knights, but...
Mech Knights are good, too.
I don't know Lanford. I haven't seen one in forever.
It doesn't really matter because Lanford cannot do much to Dog anyway.
Yeah, and here comes a Bozal. Yikes. So it's Reen, Bozal, Tree Sage to keep everyone away. Sigma's a good answer, though. Sigma can pick off one of these debuffers. Or the Dog, maybe.
I've definitely seen Sigma miss kills on Reen. Mostly if he has terrain.
Yeah. Yeah, terrain will do it.
You do have Gospel, but Dog also kind of wants Gospel here.
Right.
So does Deedlit.
I wonder if... Ooh. I would not be surprised to see a faction buff on the Dog, actually.
Yeah.
You lose Beast Shock, which is a lot of damage.
Yeah, that does look good here. The thing is, Dango could... Well, he's gonna pick Iris, for sure. But, Dog can't really lock down Dog that well anyway. The other dog just... Whoever jumps first gets not locked down.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
And there's also Oldius.
Good to hide.
Oh, yeah. God, I'm bad at that.
Alright. That's why there's two of us here.
Yeah.
Someone will remember.
Exactly. I woke up like 15 hours ago, and I did 4 hours of Apex or something.
Ooh boy. Yeah, we'll have to see how durable this Reen is to see if he can live Sigma. I wonder if there's any Bozal build that does it also. Probably not.
I could see maybe living 3C.
Yeah, I could see living 3C with like a Bracer Bozal, but probably not the jump.
Alright, what about Crystal Warlock Thorns Holy Arc Bozal?
Okay, I think he might have gotten me with that one.
I'm pretty sure that would live because he'd counter kill Sigma first.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that.
Bozal can be so troll. I have melee attacked that Bozal with my Landius, and my Landius got counter killed.
That's hilarious. I've seen someone run it on Angelica before as well.
Yeah.
Do the exact same thing. Some assassin jumped into melee to kill her and just immediately died.
It's a very funny build.
Yep. Same thing with the leaden reflected build for mages. Boulders drop near thorns. Do the exact same thing to any mage that tries to hit you.
Yeah, it's very fun.
You don't sound convinced.
I am not.
I know Kong runs that build actually. He's talked about it sometimes.
I do not like to die to 30%. So yeah, we did see faction buff on Juggler.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Actually, Cyborg's on Sigma as well.
The
That
Lamford,
surprises me a bit.
yeah. Well,
I wonder
Lamford,
if Cyborgs do more damage to Jugor if you end up 3C'ing him. If you hit him from range, that is.
I could see that versus werewolves because Faceless should have very low attack, right? I mean, so do Cyborg though, so it's kind of, yeah.
Faceless do have the 15% attack up. Cyborgs have the 30% damage up in the exchange. I think infantry techs are a lot better.
Yeah.
Assassin techs suck.
Yeah, that's the problem there. And Lamford did bring Mech Knights. He just wants to have the max range.
Yep, not surprising. I think the Lanford is here. The Lanford can definitely kill that Reem once Jugor's gone.
Yeah.
What he's waiting for is maybe use Lanford Aura to get the stat boost to let Sigma kill Reem from range, or kill Jugor from range, or even with the jump.
Well, I'd imagine he brought three.
Runs wild.
I'd imagine he brought 3C here, which does Dispel, and so you can use it as a lead-in for Jug. That's usually his biggest usage, just forcing the heal. And maybe dispelling some stuff. Like you hit water, and then that could force Dog to jump.
Right.
Or you hit water after Dog jumps, which is even harder. And this time he's...
Mark goes to Bozel. Not surprising. It was I would have expected Bozel or Reen. If he's not trying to jump to kill the dog, Bozel or Reen are the ones to mark here.
Yeah.
Get rid of one of those big debuff hits.
I'm not sure about heavy infantry on Deedlit.
It's for the Tree Sage.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You just have to.
Yeah. If you run unicorns, you just get shut out.
Yeah.
Although it is, I believe I saw it was faction buff 3C on the Tree Sage. So there's not a lot of terrain happening, but if one clock happens and you're unicorns, you're never getting in.
Yeah. It's just too risky.
Yeah.
One unfortunate thing is, actually no. I was getting Dog's faction buff mixed up with Diehards. I was thinking buff
Still
count.
not a great one.
Yeah. I know Diehard has a pretty good buff.
Debatable, but alright.
You need like, well, it's debatable because you're using Diehard, but
That's true. That's true.
it's 15% damage with 5 buffs. That's pretty easy.
Yeah, you need a way to get one extra, which most teams can do.
Yeah.
It's just not as free as, Landius buff that's just 15% damage if you don't have advantage.
That also works on AoE.
Yep.
Oh, both people just positioning.
Right, Dango's trying to set up where he's going to hit his AoEs while still avoiding all these assassins. Illustral plus Sigma is pretty hard to position into. Fortunately, Reen can just live everything because he's Reen.
Yeah, I'm surprised Illustrial didn't bring Bone Dinos.
Yeah, Bone Dinos would have threatened this Reen out. Gargoyles, I don't know. Highlands are a lot of damage reduction.
I mean, Lusty does have like 90% damage increase, but it's still, they're just so tanky.
Right.
I think the only way Lusty consistently kills Reen is with Bone Dino.
Although it probably depends heavily on the Reen as well. Whether it's one of those like 1k defense Reens or just in the 700s.
Yeah. But I would imagine Dango has a pretty good Reen.
Right.
Werewolves are definitely an interesting choice.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was... I mean, werewolves are a very good troop, as we saw in the last game. I guess there's not a lot of magic damage.
Yeah,
Right, it's
there's,
just Deedlit herself, but her soldiers are gonna hit first.
and then it's repeated single target, right? So them healing after every combat is going to be really good there.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. Because they are just incredibly bulky.
Yeah,
They might not have the damage reduction that lobsters have, but 40% defense, demon techs being absolutely amazing defensively,
40% stats.
at least. uh, if they have a debuff on them, those demons get 60% defense, 60% defense, 20% magic defense.
And plus 40% to all stats from just being demon.
Right, they're already stronger than other troops. So it's actually something that has been kind of a trend as Juglers switching over to steel mains just because they're so consistently good. Because lobsters, if you lose your water with lobsters, you're usually just dead.
Yeah. The problem with them is they are so bad against magic.
Yeah, especially any kind of holy or effective versus demons, which is fairly common.
Yeah. I used werewolves pretty much exclusively in Fair Arena, and I definitely learned that Oldius can mess a dog up.
Oh yeah. Actually, something that we didn't think about, but right now Sigma's having to hunt for his attack buff off of exclusive. Gospel could go down on him, but that's still a little bit of early warning that Sigma wants to come in.
Yeah, I don't think Delit used Gospel yet, so that's probably the plan there. But you can fish for it.
Right. And also, if you're gospeling the Sigma, then you're not gospeling Jugler or Illustrial or even Deedlit herself to avoid getting crippled by debuffs.
Yeah.
Whoa! Hey there, Illustrial.
He did get water.
Yep.
Of course he did.
I'm pretty sure that's a scenario where lobsters die, but steel mains are just fine.
I didn't see if Illustrial crit or not, and she doesn't have any damage increase. It shouldn't usually be a kill. Even on Lobster.
It's definitely a lot of damage. Probably just forces a healer. Forces the Iris to heal now. There's a lot of follow-up though.
Yeah, I think Lamford can reach right now.
Right, Lamford can reach. Deedlit can't act again, but Sigma can reach as well. So yeah, I was a bit surprised by that. I imagine Dango was as well, but it does make sense. It does make sense to hit now. Especially since there was no Tree Sage faction buff on turn 1, so he could guarantee that he got the water.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing the play here. Lamford goes in after Iris heals, and then Delit puts Gospel on Sigma, and then Sigma goes for something? Something like that?
There is also no active guard either. So Lanford can just pick off the Bozal. Sigma can pick off the Bozal from safety.
Yeah, you're
Lanford
right.
can go hit something else.
That range is so good. Yeah, this is a tough situation because do you give up Bozal or do you give up Dog?
And even if you put guard back up for your Bozal, do you still just lose into Sigma?
I was
Oh, here's the jump.
kind of thinking there, maybe hit Lamford with it. And it wouldn't have done much damage anyway because there's no water.
Right. It would have been rough going for the Lanford there, because then that dog is in really deep with no one around him.
Yeah.
I think I like this jump more.
I
This
agree,
gets
I
his
agree.
guards back up. He's going to have to hope that he lives against the Lanford here. Steelmane's healing is definitely helpful towards that regard.
It will depend on if Lamford dispels water.
Right. Which is not
It,
not very good odds for the
yeah,
Lanford at
it's
this point.
I think it's 2 buffs. Could be 3.
Ooh, Deedwit's actually gonna hit first though.
Yeah, that should probably kill better anyway.
Yeah. Magic damage, not something Juglers are a fan of taking.
But I feel like she should have used Sea of Miracles.
Maybe. Choosing to Gospel the Jugler makes sense.
Doesn't
And
matter
yeah,
anyway.
It's on the kill anyways. Crit might have mattered there.
I doubt it.
Though. I doubt crit mattered.
Yeah. It was no buff. That's also part of the problem.
Right. So now Dango's tankless. The Bozel's kind of far up. But actually with that push, no, Sigma can still jump to the Bozel. But no buff Sigma against Bozel. It depends on the Bozel if you live this or not.
Yeah. And then, of course, Reen can still heal reverse the entire team. Well,
Right.
I mean,
Reen's definitely gonna be a big deal here.
does Lanford just kill Reen here?
I don't think he can reach anymore.
Yeah, you're right, because that desert in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, very good spot for those tiles to go down.
Yeah.
If Reen can get a 3C onto this Lanford, there's a good chance that you can put debuffs on him to cripple him to make it so that he can no longer go in to kill you.
This is also why I liked Barbarians here, though.
Lanford Chivalry is not in range, but he does get immunity.
Yeah, it's not the worst play. I've definitely done that a lot myself. You know you're about to get reamed by Reen.
Right. Jugler's gospeled. Now Lanford is gospeled. So Illustrial's probably just worthless at this point, stuck on Tree Sage tiles, no 3C, in water. I don't think this Illustrial can move at all.
Yeah.
Ooh, Iris TP is going to save this Bozel. Alright, we're going to see a bunch of AoEs get clicked here. So Deedwit can be debuffed, the Sigma can be debuffed, and the Illustrial can be debuffed. The Illustrial's kind of whatever.
Well, the Sigma, yeah, he's getting zoned. I think the right way to go is put him above the mountain. Yeah.
Yep, there he goes. Yeah, Sigma's staying out of those AoEs.
No, the Lanford. He needed to go 1 tile right. I mean that's probably the best play here. Otherwise, there's a good
Reen
chance.
Hit? If Reen hits here though, then he dies to Lanford immediately. Yeah, so it's gonna be Black Hole first.
Okay.
Get some damage out.
Well,
oh, goodbye, Illustrial.
yeah, that was insane.
That's a lot of Bozel damage.
How does Reen die to Lanford immediately if he hits him?
Oh, actually, I wasn't looking at Lanford range correctly, so Reen actually is fine here.
Yeah, I was thinking you do that just because then you're still gonna hit everybody really hard, and then Sigma's gonna get debuffed too, which could save your Bozel.
Right. Ooh, and silence on Deedwit means there's no Sea of Miracles. This team might just die to Reen AoE. Forget debuffs.
Yeah, there's no chance Sigma 3C is killing, so yeah, he has to lock down the Reen.
Jugler, yeah, or Jugler jump, shut down the Reen, try and stop the debuffs from going too insane. Make it so that he can't get his entire team hit. Healing up with Iris.
Yeah, now I'm guessing Sigma kills Bozel.
Probably, though. Again, there's still no buff on the Sigma. He hasn't gotten his exclusive to get attack. So it's not guaranteed. It depends on the Bozal.
619 defense.
10k.
That looks rough.
Yeah, it's definitely rough. It should be enough, but you might need crit for it to be enough.
Yeah, there's damage reduction from Jarden.
That's true. Yeah, I think in that case that you just don't get it at all.
He's on terrain too. I know we saw one of the Sigmas this set was Twilight Star. I'm not sure if it was Skellow's. But it's Bracer anyway, probably. Never mind.
Yeah, it's Bracer full mage, so you're not doing Twilight Star anyways. Lanford's just going to step out of the way of this, except not. Couldn't quite get far enough.
Yeah, probably buff first.
Yep, there's the Tree Sage buff.
I'm surprised he brought a faction buff on Bozal. But I guess he did that because he wanted to hold it for this long.
Yeah, that is true.
And a lot of times Bozal doesn't get to really use 3 skills anyway.
Yeah, you are typically dead before then or clocking, so who cares about having that 3rd skill?
And if it's
but at the same time, having sleep is still really nice.
Yeah, the option is great.
Ooh, Reen actually doesn't click anything.
I like this because he knows that it won't do that much at this point.
Well, the Lanford wasn't debuff immune at that point. So I guess it's more he wants to 3C now with the Sigmas, and actually Sigma does just pick this up.
What I was thinking was he doesn't want to heal Deedlit up twice. So yeah, Reen.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
The damage is a little weak.
Yeah, not a lot of damage. The 2 in front of him are both debuff immune. Lanford gets some debuffs, but Lanford's not really doing much. There was a Lanford stat buff for the Sigma when he jumped in on that Bozal.
Yeah, that's really nice positioning.
Yeah, that was very good. That's probably why he was able to pick up that kill. And Sea of Miracles comes out.
I don't know about that. That was a 17k crit.
Yeah, maybe.
I could see it if no crit.
If there was no crit, then yeah, probably. And Dango's just gonna call it though.
Yeah,
he's gonna lose his Reen to V-Shock, and then that's it.
I think the Highlands will tank, but yeah, I do agree that there's not really a way to win the game at that point. But that is the set. Thank you for joining me.
Sure thing.
I was glad to cast with you. We should cast more together in the future. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, just let me know.
Word. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. I'm out of here. Bye.